Greetings. What's the deal? Back at you guys with another one, man. I gotta pardon me, man. I was gonna come through on the 4th, but I changed my mind, man. I figured I'd take the day off like y'all niggas. But it ain't nothing. We'll still deal with the subject matter or whatnot. So we back on this East and West joint. East meets West. Picking up where I left off with that and the whole Philly thing. Now, first and foremost, before I even get into this, let me make this known. This is not premeditated. All this shit just happened. The way I'm finna explain this, all just happened. It's how you know it's spiritual. Cause I do it, and things that I didn't even intend on doing show up. So that's how you know that spirit realm in the building. First of all, we're gonna give a shout out to my girl Phyllis Hyman, man. That heavy head thought energy, that mother energy, that nourishment, as well as Della Reese. Now Phyllis Hyman, for she's part of this right here too. Phyllis, Philly, the fire. She's her name is a manifestation of androgyny. You have Phyllis, if you just take that I and turn it into an A, it'll be phallus, hymen, which is the female, the female part of whatnot, man, she's a powerful energy, man. If you can get up with her, if she rock with you, man, you can get some things did. I'm gonna give a shout to Della Reese as well. When that nigga that came through, when she made the transition, and she came straight to me through, but through the strangest of ways. Cause she made the transition, and right when she made the transition, my goddamn pinky toe on my right foot, my goddamn pinky toe started. My nail was growing. I know my eyes are probably looking crazy right there. I got a thing for that too, but we'll get into that later. But my damn, right pinky was toenail was like, it wasn't an ingrown, but it wasn't just major, nothing like but it was, I was feeling that for about a good. I was having a little minor pain down there for like about 3 or 4 months, but it started right when she made the transition. And I didn't know it was either one. Her birthday, her and Della Reese's birthday was yesterday, on the 6th. I didn't know. Now, show you how they come through. I'm showing you now. Now I was doing working on me some music over this weekend, and one of the beats I made, I used what that shit called? I forgot that. It's a Reese though. It's a Reese, but it got it's a what is it? Mellow Reese or something. I forgot the name of it, but it's a certain sound on Fruit Loops or Reese or whatever. And I was working with that this weekend or whatever. And then come Monday, yesterday, come find it's Della Reese's birthday. That's what it's Phyllis Hyman. Like I said, I shouted her out about a week or 2 ago. But I didn't even know her birthday was coming up. And then Richard came through. Richard Pryor. Now I'm gonna show you how they he came through today. It was funny how it happened because I seen a picture I was getting a song. I was watching a video from Phyllis. Well, let me show you how this shit happened. I was watching an interview about a day or 2 ago. And I was like, man, niggas show be a lot of tap dancing going on around this motherfucker. So you know it, nigga. When I went to go, that was about a day or two ago. When I went to listen to some more Phyllis today. So you know it. The video I chose, she came out singing at first, but it was her and the dude name. I think his name was Hinton or something like that. Hinton or something like that. I never heard of him before. But she was like, I think that was him. I know I watched the video with them too. I can't remember if he was the one dancing or whatever. But she was this is how I know they be coming through. This is how you the sign. But she was singing and doing her thing. And then as she finished up verse, the nigga come out and start tap dancing and shit. First thing came to my mind, like, God damn, I just talking about niggas tap dancing and shit. But yeah. So shout out to them, man. Shout out to Richie. My guy, man. What else? Big Hawk. Shout out to Hawk Poke. Them niggas came through. Just a few minutes ago. I was reading up on earlier. I was reading up on some ancient American deities or whatnot. Excuse me, some more South American deities. You know, we always talking about the Egypt and all this, that, and that. But I was reading up on the Tomahawk people. And I forgot the name of it. I ain't gonna try to find out. Keep y'all hating. But I found out the name for God and Mohawk. The Mohawk tribe or whatever, and it just made me think like, damn, which is fitting for this because this is about America. But it made me think to myself. I said, damn, I'm reading up on a whole lot of I'm finding out all kind of shit. These is showing me shit like why certain places are named after the names that they have or whatever. So you would think that, white man came over here, colonized everything, and he started naming shit. And he probably did name some shit, but I've heard stories like in certain places where the Native Americans told them that this land is called this, and it'd be best if you don't change that. And I hadn't heard that type of shit. Because who knows what type of fucking science these motherfuckers know, what they was learning and shit from, the Moors and shit when they came over here. They ain't telling what they knew and about the language. I can tell I ain't gonna say everything now because I don't want to put the cart before the horse. But I'm gonna give y'all. I give y'all Texas. Texas comes from it's a deity called Texarkatl or Texarkatl, if I'm not mistaken, but it's TECC. And I'm gonna get more into that in another episode. But I think it's Texarkatl, something like that. But it's Tex or whatever. But it's you will see Texas in the word when you pronounce it, but it's not spelled TEXAS. Yeah, man. These I was just thinking about earlier though, but I was thinking about how I was like, man, we've been over here all these years, and you will hear about the Native Americans and the Iroquois and the Tomahawks and the Navajo and all these different tribes, but you never really you never really hear what they into or whatever, they spiritual thing, which is by design, because the whole thing was to put you under the big three of mainstream religion or whatever. I think I'm gonna put a book list together just to get out some reference points. I'll probably pull that out on my next probably next week. I don't want to make no promises because I don't want to say some shit and then It'd be 2 weeks before I come back. Yeah, well, I had to, just like I'm doing for the 4th. But who gives the 4th? Don't get me wrong. The 4th, we talking about we still on the 4th of July. But the 4th. Now, let's get into that. But, but basically what I was trying to say was we be over here, man, and it's we're gonna get into it, man. It's just amazing how I'm coming in contact with all these different deities. And it's a lot of shit, man. And all of the crazy part about it, different stories, different ways of telling the same story. I can hit you, like I said, hit you in the head all for probably two goddamn days straight with just shit back, and showing you. But I'm saving shit for the book, so we ain't gonna get too deep into that. But what I did want to speak on was go back to the cause I was finna say something, but I don't want to. I think I'm gonna do that one. I'm gonna say that one, but I'm gonna blow your mind when I do it. But to get back to where we was at with the Philly thing, basically what I was saying was how I was speaking on how, okay, first and foremost, okay, remember I made a joke about niggas scared to read because you got to spell to read, and they feel like the white man wrote the book to where you read, since you got to spell, they're gonna put a spell on you. That was a joke, right? But after I did that, the Philly, I was talking about, I broke down the Philadelphia thing. That's when it hit me. I said, you know what? That's the spell. You be like, well, what you mean that's a spell? Let me show you what I mean. Okay, I showed you that with the Philadelphia, right? Cancer. We're in Cancer season. Now, I'm quite sure Cancer was a zodiac before modern day Western, back to the power to define thing, the Western medical system, or the American medical system, or whatever, took that word and applied it to a disease. See, that's a spell. Cancer, which comes is first and foremost, cancer we transition into cancer out of Gemini during the summer solstice, right? So once the 22nd hit, which is the summer solstice, voila, Cancer season. What they do, they take the zodiac that the sun is in when it's at its highest point and make it a fucking disease. Cancer. Peace to baby girl. Now back to that's a spell too, but let me show you something. There's another word. So when I tell y'all about Annie, right? Annie, the dog-headed ape, right? And Kemet, she was called a cynosyphilis, or he was called a cynosyphilis, or however you want to look at it, and try to do whatever. He was called a cynosyphilis. A cynosyphilis. They took the cynosyphilis, took the syphilis off, and made a fucking, and named the disease after it. Now I don't believe in these kind of, maybe one time, I don't believe in these kind of coincidences. Basically, what I'm trying to say. That's the spell. Mixing all this shit up, taking Philadelphia and remixing the spelling of it up, and then coming up with the word pedophilia and applying that to something that's disgusting, or something, something undesirable or whatever, and it fucks your orientation up with the word to a certain degree. So, although you might have the state Philadelphia, the city of Philadelphia, and we still say that or whatever, but for whatever reason they mixed it up by the word having a that word itself having a significant meaning. took that and scrambled it up. Even when you look at like AIDS and AIDS and HIV, AIDS, AIDS. AIDS means to help, right? Okay. Why in the hell all of a sudden a meaning required or whatever the fuck that old bullshit is or whatever. But they took a word that means help and applied it to a undesirable phony disease that never existed. Some bullshit. Trust me on this one. HIV. That's yeah. Where we at? Let me see if I can find it real quick. That's what chapter that was. But even when you look at hive is the hive of bees. Bees are sacred to Osiris. So I want to just get back into that. Now, it's funny how all this should take place because I when I started the East and West thing, I didn't even have an idea that I would even talk about Philly, to be honest with you. So that's spiritual within itself. So for the way this to unfold like it did, just like the Peterson thing, all that shit is just that's the spirit. That's how you know big in the building. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know Left Out was. I did, but I forgot. I remember but it's been a while since I watched that documentary. But I'm out of Russell thing right after that Philly. Just showing you that she's really, really in the building. You know what I'm saying? So now, even when you look at well, we'll get into that in a minute. So anyway, but let me see if I can find it. What was that? What chapter that was in? But even that, if I saw that in here, what they was talking about? I don't want to spend too much time trying to find it. I should have been on top of my game. I didn't think it was a random guy. What kind of random? But I didn't. But anyway, but it's a Hebrew thing with the HIV, which is HIV is not a disease, some spiritual shit, some positive shit. And I know they know this shit because the Jews and all this shit. So I know they know they do this shit here. They ain't even no goddamn question about it. It should be over here. So here we go. Okay, maybe it's over here. But yeah. Like I said, shout out to Phyllis Hyman, man. Okay, here we go. All right, so you got that's what it was. Okay, it's now this chapter right here, Secret Teachings of All Ages. He's dealing with the Sefer Yetzirah. Now the Sefer Yetzirah is because in the Kabbalism, you have you got the Sefer Yetzirah, and what was the mother one? But I know the Sefer Yetzirah. Basically, the Sefer Yetzirah is dealing with the basically this right here, the formation of the earth or whatever. That's how I end up figuring all this shit out. All them years of studying all this shit and putting it in the subconscious mind or whatever, and reading all the comedic scholarship, it just was building up. So when I finally sat down and started really trying to get to the nitty gritty on how everything came into formation, all the shit that I've been learning, because that's what I've been learning, not verbatim, like, okay, this is happening, this happened, this happened. I've been learning this shit in specs and pieces over the last, since I've been in jail, basically. That's when I first set out on this mission to figure out how the world came into formation, the physical world or whatnot. So that's what I was telling y'all about Mac. When he put the file, when he did this right here, and with the opening of the mouth ceremony, that's what I've been doing. When I started on this right here, it's like I took that off and everything just started, just started flowing. But here it is right here. And right there. He says, fire. Yes, right on point. Fire, Philly. Fire, ether. He drew forth from the water. He engraved and established by the throne of glory. He fashioned the seraphim, the ophanim, the holy living creatures, the cherubim. Over here, that's crip shit. The corrupt. How they say didn't they say that shit started? The niggas. It used to be Carib, like a Carib, CARIB. That's the cherubim, corrupt, the cherub, corrupt. Like that how they go. And then with the bloods are. They say they Damu, right? Damu, what's Damu? They say Damu is Swahili for blood, but it's a little bit deeper than that, just a tad bit deeper. Damu, T and the D is the same thing, so you can say Tamu, Damu, Thailand, Mu, mud, or Mu, mother, Tamu, the motherland. What I was telling y'all not too long ago, the blood, the physical blood, which was the last part of the process of the formation of physical life, is considered the mother blood, because the mother physicality or the physical existence falls under the feminine principle. So the last touch of the fashioning of man and woman was the mother blood or the motherland. Your physical body. We look at Africa as the motherland, which it is. I know. That's why I say, man, I'm trying to keep some of this shit from my book, but I found a deity that explains how these little specks, them little specks that stuck on those melanin clusters, those little specks of light, right? Those are souls. When the sun comes down and boom, and these go up, when each one of these go up, those little specks, which are souls or whatnot, do what they call finding. Do what they call the finding of the face or finding their body. So when it's erects, and then you got the whole globe, the physical bodies of men and women on the top or on the surface or whatever, right? But they don't have no souls. They're incomplete. That's the imperfect man or whatnot. That's like when they say when they speak about Yakub, or not Yakub, but what's your boy name? Yaldabaoth. When they say Yaldabaoth created he created a man. He created man, but he didn't give him the spark or the soul or whatever. Yaldabaoth is just really the ego. That's why when they say, he looked around. He said he was the only God. There wasn't no other gods before him, or he was the only one. Woo, woo. Basically, what that is your ego. If you don't know or conscious, if you're not conscious of the fact that you have a soul, then you're just running off a straight ego. So your ego think the only thing that exists is your physical. It's the physical part of you, the five senses. So that's the only thing you deal with. Eat what looks good, smells good, tastes good, sounds good, smells good. The five senses. You don't get to the sixth, which is the soul. So it's like that would be like when this retracts up in here, that's one. Then that one goes in there, that's two. This one goes in here, that's three. This one goes up in here, that's four. That one goes in there, that's five. This one goes in here, that's six. Now, even that is not the whole thing. So you would be like, that'd be like the sixth sense. But if you really develop a son or a soul, a full soul, when all these come up here and the sun formulates or whatever. So, but when all these go up, really the man without the shell, this will still be the soul of men or whatever. But when all this goes up and retreats in the hill, this freezes up and creates the moon on the top. which the Philly niggas should know about. They kufi. They shit, mostly Muslims out there and shit. So they be kufied out the game. Which this is where the kufi comes from, the moon freezing up on top of the earth like Elijah Muhammad said it did. And peace be up on his name. And all these meet up here. This right here would be soulless. The soul would be up here. Therefore, that means that this would be that physical shell or that body without the soul. Y'all the broth. And in order to complete the man or make the perfect man or the true dash lord, the sun has to come back down here. Boom. When it comes down here, it sets all this on fire. So you'll hear a lot of. That's why even though you'll hear a lot of mythology where you hear it'd be certain mythologies where it'd be like a god and a goddess, maybe husband and wife, and all of this straight crazy. All of our, whether it be good and bad, parts of us, the pathologies, all the way to the commendable qualities that we have as humans. All of these in ancient times, they have deities that represent these things, good and bad. That's why we strive for perfection. And we strive to be on a moral level. You strive to be the best you can be. But everybody falls short of whatever. That's why I always say a nigga who don't. See, that's why niggas fall short. The niggas who trying to play it too clean cut. Like, that's why I just come to you like me. I look at it like, man, look, I got all this information as a thug nigga from the streets. I never, not saying anything wrong with people who do this, but I never put no kente cloth on, kufi. I ain't never wore no goddamn fucking dashiki. There's nothing wrong with none of that. But what I'm saying is, just like Bobby was saying, he said a lot of times that shit is cloaked and I ain't grow no locks. I wear a few, but I don't have no necklaces, but I need to give me one made. But stones and shit. I'm in an act, but that's you're supposed to be an act, but because you get juice from that. But I'm saying just the mundane physical shit that don't matter. I don't get too caught up in that. Cause it's all about what's up in here. So but anyway, let me get back to this right here, cause I don't want to start going off to but he fashioned Seraphim, the Ophanim, the holy living creatures, as his ministering angels, and with these three he formed his habitation, as it reads. He who made his angels spirits, his ministers a flaming fire. And you see, he left out kicking in, and I did that Amaterasu shit. Now they talking about, you see the temperatures around here. I passed out the dehydrated, still on that water. I say it can happen to the best of them. Bust my ass. I said, well, let me make sure I don't do that again. Out there fucking around with the fuck around and knowing I'm bullshit, knowing I need to get up and get some goddamn water. It's a long story, but yeah. But nothing major, you know what I'm saying? But it's just may that be a lesson learned. Yeah. So okay, now here you go. It says he selected 3 consonants. I is Kabbalism, Kabbalah, Judaism after dark, as they say. He said he selected 3 consonants. IHV. From the simple ones, a secret belonged to 3 mothers of the first elements. AMSH. Air, water, fire. He sealed them with his spirit and fashioned them into a great name, and this sealed the universe in 6 directions. He turned towards the above and sealed the height, IHV. I'm gonna have to break that down. Now that I got this, I can really decipher this shit. But I don't want to take too much time with that because I gotta get to the rest of this junk. But It's IHV now. Okay, IHV. He turned forward and sealed the east with VIH. He turned backwards and sealed the west with VHI. He turned to the right and sealed the south with IVH. He turned to the left and sealed the north with HVI. Uh, uh, okay, he turned towards the below and sealed the depth with HIV. Now this is the creation process. Let me see if I can find what HIV what that okay, here we go, the tetragrammaton. So the I is 10. HI, so H would be 5. Yeah, in Hebrew, H would be 5, and then the I is 10, 15. And here we go. The VHI, V being 6, so that's 6 plus 5 plus 10, that's 21. And then HVHI, which would be 5 plus 6 plus 5 plus 10 equals 26. And when you add all that up, 10 plus 15 plus 21 plus 26 gives you 72, the great name of God. 72, B-I-G. So don't think this is not the time for believing in them type of coincidences. We fucking with these people when we see what how they rock. That too, let me get that out the way, and then I can get to what I want to say. Pittsburgh. Okay, well, first let me get into this, and we'll get into it in a minute. But okay, so now to take it back, we're dealing with the Philadelphia thing, right? So now mind you, remember I told you in the video the other day about the 250 a pop. When we were dealing with the fever, he was at the table buying the drinks for the 250 pop. Just so happened, I got to that part of describing the movie. They ain't try this on purpose or nothing. It's just how it lined up. By the time I get to this part, it's the day before 4th of July. It's 250 shit. I didn't know. I don't keep up with cracker freedom, oppressor freedom. I don't know. I didn't know nothing about those goddamn 250 shit. All I think about is 400 years when they start. I ain't gonna lie to you. So if you would ask me, well, how old is America? 400 years? That goddamn slavery shit. Fucking about. But I didn't. But yeah, 1776 and shit. So which is crazy because that's today. 7 July. July 7, 7, 1, 771. 7 plus 7 is 14. 14 plus 1 is 15. 1 plus 5 is 6. So so you got 771, 17.7, and then when you add all of them, you got 6. So that's probably why I said fuck because these like Bobby said, these ghosts. These holidays are ghosts. Are like. And I'm finished. I'm gonna give you an example. And I've done this before. That's why I kind of was like, I know. Well, fuck that shit. If what I do is, you consider what I do redundant, I can see how you can look at it and say it's kind of redundant. But this is not. You're still getting shit out of it. It's not. This ain't. I wouldn't supposed to just come with just one shot and. It's, I can explain a whole lot of shit with this, which is what I'm supposed to do. But I know with simple people, they're like, it's getting redundant and some nigga said that shit when I first done it. Oh man, he's a one trick pony. So stupid ass. Damn, that's on the spot. So yeah, now crazy because the Liberty Bell in Philadelphia. Now, I just caught on to that probably about a little bit after, or maybe I think a little bit after I probably would have said it. No, I think the last time I did the East Meets West episode for the East Meets West, I think the Liberty Bell came to my mind right before I did that last one I did on the East Meets West thing or whatever. So that came in, and then after that, when it was time for me to start getting ready for the fever again, when I went back and watched Thank God It's Friday, what do you know? I catch the Freedom Bell thing, or the Liberty Bell thing comes up while I'm doing a couple of weeks prior. Then when I go and watch the Thank God It's Friday, after, I ain't watched it since probably I think I watched it about a couple of months ago. About it, this was before the Philly thing, and then the Philly thing happened. When I started talking about Philly, and then when I went back and watched, the Philly thing came up. I started thinking about the Liberty Bell. Then I went and watched TGIF again, and then this time when that goddamn DJ booth cracked, I say, ooh, wowzers. So you got this 250 shit right before I not premeditated. I'm just going with the flow. Like Miss Gladys say, I like to let go and go with the flow. But and shout out to Carl Weathers, man, and James Brown. Which is when Apollo Creed, which is basically Osiris, was coming to the ring. When he was coming to the ring on to the song by James Brown, "Living in America." Now, on one hand you'll say, well, fuck America and what they did to us and this, that, and the third, and who gives a fuck about their flag and all that, which is understandable because we've been oppressed. That flag is a symbol on one hand. See, that's how they fuck us up. The motif that flag consists of, the bars and stars, the red, white, and the blue, that's all our shit. But by them oppressing us under that banner, eventually we started saying even the other flag, what's that, the Confederate shit, and we're not letting them off the hook. Like I said, I don't know what Atlanta, out in Georgia and shit, I don't know what, I don't know what's going on. No disrespect, I don't know. I think I'm attacking them. I know they got their own things going on, but I don't know what the hell that is. Y'all comfortable with that shit out there, but at the same time, on one hand you can be like, man, I'm a little too comfortable with these boys, them flags out there, man. But at the same time, look at the flag, got an X on it, that's serious, stars, serious. So it's like they take all our shit and they trick us out of it. So by the time we wake up and figure out all this shit is our shit, we done been oppressed under it so long. We, niggas ready to burn the flag. We burn flags and shit, rightfully so to a certain degree. But all that shit is ours. The 50 stars, that's 50. The 50 Anunnaki, or the 50. The 50 years of I had to get serious mystery out, but the 50 years of Series B rotating around Series A. So that's that. that shit brought me back to I ran to another dude the other day. Well, I get into that. I don't want to. I got a proper place for that, so we were waiting for that. But that the 50, the red, white, and blue, that's goddamn James Brown, boy. You look at James Brown too. He kind of look like an Asian. You take a good look at him. But like I said, we got the red, white, and the blue. The red, white, and the blue is the white or the golden light of the sun. Then you got the blue, which is where the blue, well, the red is the last chakra, the last, because everything is reversed. So when the earth spit out all the chakras, all those spheres, it did the opposite of what it did in the beginning process. So it does the opposite of the body. Is the reverse of the way the chakras are set up in the body. So well, the chakras right here would be the crown all the way down to the root. But outside the body, which is it's the opposite of reverse, the root will be up here. Although it's the last one to shoot, although it's the last one to shoot out, it goes the furthest away. So instead of it, so it's like when each one shot out. So the first one to come out would be the crown chakra, right? The violet. And then after that, every chakra that comes out will pass. The crown chakra will stay right here, and then so when the third eye chakra comes out, it'll pass through that, get a little bit of that. It'll leave a little bit of itself in there, and it'll take a little bit of that with it, and then come right here. And then the third chakra will come out, which would be the voice or the throat chakra. It'll leave a little bit of itself in both of these, and take a little bit of that with them, and then come right here. And the process continue on with each chakra or whatever. But the root chakra being the last, the mother blood, back to the Damu shit. My nigga Red, which is the blood, he came through, coming through heavy. He came through the day before Thanksgiving. In Japan, see, and it all started to make sense. Cause for one, he one of the realest niggas I ever met in my life, bro. If I had to, that's why when that nigga died, I was like, damn. But he's a blood, just like her. They down with the red team with him. So that's why I be telling niggas, I don't get me caught up. But I love both. I love both sides of the game or whatever. I know I come from my block may have turned. Like I said, I was ripping my block before the game banging, but my block may have turned that. With the Crip thing or whatever. And I'm more prone to wear, not based off game banging. It's just as a kid, I'm more prone to blue. Blue and green is my two favorite colors, but I don't have no bias towards either one of them because just like I come from my block. I was repping that block before it was Crip. That's how I always have to tell niggas. Niggas be like, "Where you from, boy?" I'm from Florida. Are you one of Crip? Niggas like, nah, bro. I've been repping that shit before we even thought about gang bang over there and shit. That's why I was telling niggas, don't get it fucked up because and them niggas you talk about some protection. This nigga, I'm gonna show you. You see me? I'm talking about this Japan shit. I'm Arasu and all that right there. I'm gonna show you some. I caught the last video I did. I watched a little bit of it. You hardly ever do that, but I went back to one part. I looked out, my eye was bulging. I was like, damn, I looked kind of crazy right there. Sambara, with the bulging eyes. That's a thing. That's why it happened. I was like, damn, I looked kind of crazy right there. And then I went. I was reading the other day, right after that shit happened, and I bumped into Sambara. And one of his attributes is the bulging eyes. I say, oh, you into something here. So, yeah. But that nigga there, man, my nigga Greg, he's linked into that Japanese mythology. You have what you call the what was it? Not the Kakasuchi. Give me 1 minute. Yeah. So now, when you go into Japanese the mythology of Amaterasu and Susanoo, man, it just reeks of Left Eye, because when I say Left Eye was she was a female, but she knew how to tap into her masculine energy, her tomboy energy. When you look at Amaterasu, Lisa, Papa, all three of those in modern times would be Amaterasu is a sun deity. Usually the sun is a masculine deity and the female is a feminine in most mythologies or whatever. But it's the opposite with Amaterasu. She's the sun, and in the mythology within her, she's the sun, and her brother is the moon or whatnot. Moon face. So which is the left eye horse, if I'm not mistaken, because both the sun and the moon is his eyes. So in Susanoo, which to go back to the fever, or Thank God It's Friday, that's why her name is Suzanne. Sue is the great cackler, kinking wall. That's why she got the blonde hair, because Sue. When I say Sue, the great cackler who cracks out of the egg. This is the egg. The baby in the egg. The baby, the light in the egg. When it cackles or crack, that's why it sounds the same. This comes up, boom. That's the great cackler. Sue. The goose. It's the goose. The golden. That's why they say the golden goose. So that's Sue San. But he has a Susanoo sword. It's called let me see. Woke up this morning. All right, let me see. Pardon me, man. I know I'm. Okay, here we go. It's not that shit. Okay, here we go. That's what it was. The Kusanagi. So the Ku fans, the Sa, which would be the sun or whatnot, or the protection. So that's the Ku. The Ku would be the fans. Then the Sa would be the Siamese protection, and I didn't do a little deeper dive on that, but anyway, the Casa, the Sa Su, pretty much the same shit. But the Naga or the Nagi is the snake, the nigga, the Nagas. Uh, 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 but the Kusanagi is a sword with with a snake wrapped around it. So when you see that in mythology or whatever, that's the Kusanagi. That's this right here. Oh yeah, let me get that in there too. She told me make sure I gotta get that. That's Susan Douglas. Oh my, from the Parenthood, as well as Jason Lewis, a few other movies. Seasoned black actress. She came through. I didn't even know she had passed. This was. I make sure I get this in here because I'll put the juice in the shout out on the last one. Susan Douglas. Susan Douglas. Suzanne, we back at the Susan Douglas. She came through. Oh, it was crazy how she came through. Like, no, it's real. I was somewhere. I don't know what the fuck I was at, but wherever I was at, I was reading something, not no book or nothing. It was some shit. I was somewhere that I looked down and I seen the word suzerainty or something like that. Suzerainty. So I was like, man, I started to go look that up. Cause I was out and about when I seen it. So that went along. Susan for that, and then I think after that. I saw another word that was like similar to Susan. But that's what it was. When I saw the suzerainty, I thought about Susanoa. Now, so that had suzerainty. I saw that, kept on going. I seen something else happen. I can't remember what happened in between, but something else happened with the word Susan. I can't remember. It'll probably come back to me. But that was just setting me up for her. And the next thing you know, I'm scrolling down YouTube, and I see Susan Douglas. I didn't even know she had passed. So I look. I say, "Wow, that's." She's like, "Yeah, that was me." That's how they come through. So which all makes sense because Susan Douglas. Now you got Susanoa, which I've been dealing with. Then you have Douglas. Douglas. One of the names for the Great Mother is Gotham Doug. Gatum Doug, D-U-G. Gotham Doug. So that's one thing to Doug. Then you have Ellen Douglas, which is another name for her is Vivian from the King Arthur tale when he pulled the sword from out of the stone. Vivian is the Lady of the Lake. Now I was dealing with all this before she came through or whatever. I had seen some King Arthur type shit popping off, just put it like that. And recently, just a little bit before all this, and then so by the time this got to her, I started doing the math on her. I said, oh yeah, Sue, Stan, and son, Sue, the great calculator, further breakdown on the name, but Douglas, Susan Douglas, the Douglas, she's connected to the Lady of the Lake, Vivian, Ellen Douglas. That's another name for it. But like I said, she was in the Parenthood and Jason's lyrics. Now Jason is July, August, September, October, November. That's where the whole Jason Voorhees thing come from. They threw him in the he got the hockey mask on. They threw him in the lake or whatnot and left him there. So plus he got the whole so he's the so when you look at Jason, Jason is Christ. You wouldn't believe. See, you average person wouldn't equate Jesus Christ with Jason, or Horus or a heroic figure with Jason. We always program to look at Jason as the monster or the bad guy. But when you look at the story, it parallels slavery. Like I always tell people, stories like Candyman, Jason, and even Freddy, they fucked over Freddy. I'll tell you straight up. Well, we'll wait. That's some Halloween shit, but they fucked over that boy. That nigga's a bad motherfucker. But these are, whether they know it or not, these are coming from the fears of, I don't necessarily say fears. Basically what it is showing you our story. You got Jason in the Argonauts. Jason gets the golden fleece with the 50 Argonauts. That's the golden fleece. When that fills up, that's Jason is of course, the middle pillar or whatnot, the son, Josh's son, the God's son. But that's our story. That's why he has a connection with his mother. Jason's connection with his mother is the counterpart or the is symbolic of Mary and Horus, which goes to what I want to say too before we close this one out. To take it back in the, I just want to shout her out though, Susan Douglas, the Lady of the Lake, sword, pulling the sword from the stone. This is that. This is your boy. This is the stone. When this goes up, and you have the Ida and Pingala, which are the two serpents, which you don't really see them on mine. You can't, but it'll be this, but it'll be two serpents going up the spine to eat the Ida and Pingala. The Ida and Pingala, this is the sword coming out the stone. The Kasanaga is the sword of Susanoo. It's a sword with serpents wrapped with a serpent wrapped around the blade or whatever. Now, that's just there's plenty of stories, like King Arthur is just one example of that, but there's plenty of other stories about a sword being drawn from stone. I think there's one in Celtic Ireland too. But that's what the Kusanagi is, that right there. which she connected to through the name Douglas. Douglas being the lady of the lake, or whatnot. In the I think he pulled. It's been a while since I saw it. I think he pulled the sword from the stone, and then somehow I got thrown in the lake, and she threw it back. I can't remember. It's been a while since I ain't watched no King Arthur shit since high school and shit. So it's been a minute, but I remember the lady of the lake though. I think I remember her, the lady of the lake. But Vivian. But where I was going with that. But to take it back to to take it back to the 4th of July. Remember I told you when that dude on Thank God It's Friday, when Marv the Letterman jumped over the hold on, excuse me, I'm all over the place. But I brought that up with my partner Greg because Greg he was in that. He was a philosophical type of nigga. He was into that he was one of those type of guys that was kind of into that he had a warrior spirit. So he was drawn to Japanese symbology. Now he stands out within all this he stands out within all of this. First and foremost, tall, dark guy. Like I say, I always remember them long leather trench coats and leather ball caps or whatever. Back when we used to have hoods on the hats and shit. But the leather, that's tall, dark. That's the Osiris shit. Even his now remember I told you about the like again in South America it's a deity called G. One of his attributes is a foul tooth. My tooth, when you go, this is permanent right here. When you go get the tooth, when you go get the permanent shit, they file your original teeth down, like a little bit under halfway, and then they put the make your mold and shit. Then they put the thing in there. I went and got my shit the same place he got his, which was from a guy named Mr. Muhammad. I think on Telephone Road or some shit like that. Yeah, it was Telephone Road. I can't remember what his other. He had two, but one of them was a champagne glass. As I was telling y'all about the other day, the martini glass or champagne glass. That's the cup. The Holy Grail. This is what that is. This is the Holy Grail right here. This would be okay. 103 right here. This would be the okay. This would be the champagne glass, and this would be, that's why they call them flutes. I don't know, they call them champagne flutes. Though you can't really see that goddamn, but that the ray of light that goes straight through that center and come up right here, that ray would be like the stem of the cup, right? And then this would be the top. And then the pineal gland will be right there, which is what that olive be representing when you see people drinking martini and shit. At first I was thinking of it like, all these cannibal motherfuckers, which they probably look at it like that too. But because when I first started putting two and two together, I'm like, damn, when I first put it together, I said, damn, that olive represents the pineal gland that the champagne glass goes like this, just like the top of the spine. So the pineal gland sitting in the spine be represented by the olive glass, sitting in the martini glass or champagne glass or whatever, cups or whatever. So but that was his shit right. That was what he had right there, and he had bulging eyes too. So it's like I just bumped into that. Well, I read it before, but I never paid attention to because I don't read all the a whole lot of shit with my name in it, Sambara, Samanamuka, but my nigga Greg Montgomery, man, G Money. I just this is my brother. But anyway, before he passed, he had a Japanese dragon chain. One of them, they got the Japanese dragons and shit like that. He had one of them chains or whatever. And I can't remember if he had it. I think the nigga had a katana too. I think he had. I know for sure. My homeboy, who I'm kind of not. They don't look like a nigga, but he kind of remind me of my nigga G because they both dark skinned. And he ain't as tall as G, but he taller than me. And my brother about my height, probably like a little give or take or whatever. So he used to always remind me of G because it was like it reminded even right now I'm sounding like my brother and shit. Instead of solid and shit. But for sure, my partner had a katana for sure. But I think Greg had one of them motherfuckers too. But he's into that type of shit. That's why I say he's a warrior type of nigga, real philosophical type of nigga. Like, you know, I still remember where he talking like, yo, your daddy got some of that cornbread in there. This before Jangling and all that shit too. This way back in the 90s and shit, like the early 90s. Like, my old man used to make a mean cornbread, sweet cornbread with spaghetti and shit. That nigga Greg used to love that shit. I need to make him some of that shit. I just ain't been fucking with that here. I just have to make his separate shit because I can't do the sugar shit no more. That ain't worth it. It's fucking my. I can't tolerate the grain of sugar. That shit is like, it fucks me up. I'm talking about little shit. I eat a little packet of honey from Popeyes, one packet, and my shit, it's not worth it. But yeah, anyway, your daddy got some of that cornbread now, man. My nigga, man, real nigga, bro. That nigga was an Osiris nigga, man. I'm trying to think of somebody I can put, kind of give you a semblance of him. Somebody got a semblance of him, but anyway, we'll talk about it later. But that nigga came through hard. Paul's well, we'll get into that later. But anyway, I ain't got that much time. But I just wanted to get out. But I think he had. I had to call my brother. He'll probably remember. Anyway, he's into the Japanese shit, just like my partner I was telling y'all about. I ain't gonna say his name, cause I don't know he want to be put out there like that. But as a matter of fact, he's the perfect example of what I told y'all a couple. Can't remember how long ago, but I was saying how you may be into a lot of Japanese shit or Asian shit and don't know why. The whole while, you may either had it in your bloodline and don't know it on a physical level, or you had a soul mission, or you was over there in Japan back when it was niggas in a past life, when it was, they pretty much niggas too, but they paled down or whatever. They got brought down to white Asians or whatever. But even a lot of them still had the black dot or whatever. But or pineal gland. And so it could be either something in your genetics or it could be your soul, something from your past life or whatever. Which I think is the case with both of these niggas. Cause my partner, he was the same way, but he had a katana though. You know what I'm saying? but he's up in the Anubis energy. Like I say, he fuck with he was an army. I don't know if him an army brat. Because he was a brat, but he was an army kid. So he used to wear the dog chains and shit. Yeah, this ain't it's shaped like a dog chain, but he used to wear the dog chains and shit. So he's up in the Anubis energy. But in the same sense, he which is that DMX shit too, because DMX is up in the Anubis energy. But what was a lot of shit DMX was doing in the early 2000s? I think then he got a move with Jackie Chan or some shit like that, or something. But I just want to bring that up. The Kusanagi, Nagi meaning Nagi niggas, etc. But I'm gonna end with this. This is just taking you to China. In China, you got a dude called Sun Su Ning Yang. Ning Yang, name, my mama name, Name. Came through the. So I didn't pop. I got firecrackers and shit, but I ain't pop my little. Well, I just got a little quick, little small, little $3 worth. But I've done my shit for spiritual purposes. So, but that lately, I ain't popped firecrackers in a long time. But I will be. I have the means from now on. I will be fucking with them first, because all that is our shit. The firecrackers represent the fireworks in the sky. Like I say, when each one of these go, they all come up as light. Just like this is a spectrum or prism. When you send white light through a prism, what happens? The different colors come up, right? So they come out all light, but then when they start to go up, before this one goes into that one, it shines violet. And then this one goes into this one. When this one get ready to go in there, it shines indigo or whatever, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Just like the fireworks in the sky, which equate to Sirius. Sun Su Ning Yang. That's what she's into. She's in the firecrackers. She's in the firecrackers, which is because she's a Chinese version of Isis. Isis symbol, the sistrum or the tambourines, and she likes incense as well. And she's you can call on her like if you get ready to have a baby or you going in labor. Or you a newly mother, going in the motherhood or whatnot. But she's in the firecrackers, the fireworks and shit. I just found this out right before I bumped it out right before the 4th of July. I said, you know what, I'm gonna go and pop. Because if it wasn't for her, I probably wouldn't even got none. I said, you know what, I'm gonna go give me something. I ain't got too much. I ain't got nothing to work with. I got too much money to work with, but I go give me a little $3. Just a little quick, it was just a quick flash bang. It wouldn't lit that fuse. 10 seconds later, it was over. But my mama came through. I had to go get a lighter. I had ran out of fuel in my lighter, so I had to go get a lighter. So, but when I was on the way to the stove, my mom's came through with but I ain't gonna put it out there yet. With she came through with somebody, and after some of this shit, I don't want to. I gotta put in my book, man. But she came through, and so you know, not only did she come through, but something else happened on top of that to let me know like that this is real. This ain't no. Oh, I'm tripping or not. Oh, but anyway, but so keep popping them firecrackers, them fireworks and shit. That is our shit. It's all representative of Sirius and or whatnot. But to wrap it up, the crack in the Liberty Bell represent. This is the bell. When you go into India, that's one of the symbols of Buddha, the bell. I think it's called the Ganta bell, if I'm not mistaken. But the crack in the Liberty Bell, remember I said when Marv the Leather Man jumped over the shoulders of that girl, it represented that last bit of light going up in the hill, jumping up in here, over the shoulders, and the lightning bolt comes down and cracks this open, just like the crack in the Liberty Bell, and then the sun comes back down and boom, lets freedom ring by freeing all these up. As these get pushed up, the sun is shooting those souls that are stuck on those chakra clusters up and freeing them, and they're coming uphill. They're not shooting all the way out to here. You got the spirits that come out to here, and then you got souls that come up out of there, but then they come back down like the moon when they find whatever body they're supposed to go to and incorporate their body and soul themselves in those bodies. So, but that's what the firecracker. This is the firecracker. This comes down, that lightning strikes it, foul, and the sun comes down, boom, and then fireworks or whatnot. And like I say, the red, which is the last chakra. Blue, which is the destination of the earth when it finally gets to where it's gonna bust its orbit. So that's the red, that's the blue. And the white is the light of the sun. And that's why Apollo came to the room. Apollo, his gym was Delphi, all that. That's why he came to the room singing "Living to a Miracle," James Brown. I just want to get y'all with that, man. I'm going to come back again, probably later on, the day after tomorrow or something. We'll get into some more stuff. But y'all, I hope y'all enjoyed your, like I say, you know, so when you do it, don't fuck their reason. Oh, independence and we beat the Indian shit, whatever the fuck all that shit. Think about this type of shit. So when a nigga tell you, well, you out here celebrating the white man shit, like, nah, we got our own shit for this. They do whatever they do. We're doing some spiritual shit when we do this. So that's why it's good. I didn't do it before. Do it on the 7th, the God day, spiritual purposes. But let me get up so I can upload this, man. But y'all hold tight. I might hit you, but I might sneak back up on y'all. You never know. Just watch for me.